I am Wild Bill.
And I'm the Weather Girl, and we are taking you to Alaska. And this time, we're going to visit one of my college friends way back from Western Michigan University. And we happen to be going to Alaska. And my first call was to her.
You don't always have to be standing to take a shower.
Bright sunny skies. It's so humid and hot.
In Defender, and we are riding right now into the rain. Let's take a look at that.
Right? It was to Barb. And Barb was such a fun friend in college. And I knew she'd lived in Alaska for a long time. And we were going on this remote island trip, which you've seen. And she and her husband, Troy, were the two that helped us with all of our gear.
Yeah, so we started to price out our gear on what it was going to take to ship it there. And just a decent sized box was like $150. And I kept saying, dang, I could buy most of this for that amount of money.
Right.
So Kelly says, well, maybe my friend Barb has some of this. And sure enough, they had a ton of it. We borrowed just about everything.
We called Barb. Here's some fun fact with Barb, because I love her dearly. And she's like, oh, heck yeah, Kelly. She'd give you her right arm if she could. And she said, how about if we FaceTime with Bill? And I said, perfect. And because I was trying to list out what Bill would need, but really when you're planning for remote camping, you just kind of got to feel it, right?
Yep.
So she said, let's get on a FaceTime with Bill.
So she obviously gets on a FaceTime. She goes, well, here's some of the things we have. There was so much stuff there. I said to her, Barb, when Walmart runs out of stuff, did they get a hold of you? Literally had that much stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like tarps. Like tarps are us. They had so many tarps, which we needed. So it was all good.
And as you know, they're campers and they love to fish. They love living in Alaska. And she really taught us a lot about a favorite pastime that many Alaskans do in the spring, and it's called dip netting.
And the thing that's interesting about it is that I've talked about
Nip netting, is that new?
Nip netting.
Whoa!
Dip netting.
Sounds kind of cool.
Before, and I was amazed because we're in the Great Lakes, right? That a lot of fishermen did not know that term, did not know what it was about. And I knew of it from my past Alaska ventures, but I can't say as I did either. But there's some good graphics on the side. Actually, what you do is when the fish are running, it has to be the easiest. I'm not even going to say fishing, catching.
Yeah, you're not fishing, you're catching.
Yep.
Let's check it out. Show us around, Barb.
Kelly and I went to Western Michigan University together just a few years ago. She's in Alaska to come and visit me, of course. And she wants to know all about dip netting today. When people dip net, it's called personal use fishing or subsistence fishing here in Alaska. And it helps the economy by putting food in our freezers. So you have to be an Alaskan resident for at least a year before you can dip net. And basically we are on the beach. We use a 4-foot net and we're walking in the water with this net and hoping the salmon swim into our net so we can fill our freezer. I have almost limited out on my card. I'm eligible to get 55 fish and I have 50 in my semi-freezer at the moment.
What are we catching?
We are catching red sockeye salmon.
What's that?
This is a sockeye salmon. It's probably a female. Red salmon, which are sockeyes. There's the king salmon, reds, pinks, dogs, and chums. So I think there's your five fish. It's a sockeye. I've been up here 20 years. I have not caught a kingfish yet. So that's one of the things on my bucket list.
I've lived here my whole life.
How old are you?
I'm 19. Over there, that's my dad. My younger sister, she's 14. That's Kara. And then my mom's over there. This is something I've been doing since I was really little. When I was like this tall, I would hold a net right here at shore. We didn't really catch a fish, but it was fun. I had my little boots up to here and everything, but we've been.
And you were the bonker.
Yeah, and the bonker too. So that's a lot of fun, especially when we're catching fish.
Last year was awful. The fish just weren't coming in. The fish that have come in from the ocean into Kenai this year have more than doubled. Yesterday we were out fishing. We brought 60 fish in, and there were the numbers that came in for Fish and Game for their sonar as they count them coming in was over 80,000. So it was an amazing day yesterday, and the weather was really nice.
Versus last year.
Versus last year, we were lucky if we pulled in 20 fish fishing for over 8 hours, and it was hard work pulling in those fish yesterday. And yesterday we got 60 fish in probably about 5 hours.
We are finally getting around to cleaning our fish. At this point, after fishing 2 hours before the high tide, which is at noon, and 2 hours after the high tide, which was about an hour ago, we ended up. So at this point, we came last night and got 6 in about 2 hours, and we came today and we've gotten 20. What do we have? 32 total. So we got 26 today in 4 hours or so.
What's your favorite part?
Favorite part? Just being here, actually, being able to do this every July. This is we've done it out of the boat. We've done it from the beach. The boat's a little more efficient and a little less sandy out of the boat. You can get them in the boat and you can clean them and process them while you're in the boat while other people are doing their fishing too. But this is good. And the kids, I've got 3 boys who are various stages here, and they enjoy doing this. It's a lot of fun for them, and it makes it a little more fun for them to get good and grubby and dirty doing this than just riding in the boat.
There's 3. Yep, no, there's 4. A bunch of seals out there.
Give me the exact process of what you do when you dip net fish.
So you have a 4-foot net, and depending on almost your strength, you can go far out, but you put the net in the water, and you want to make sure that your net is flowing with the tide, because that's what the fish are going to hit. So when you feel a big jerk on your net, you flip your net down because you want to trap that fish in there, because you're going to pull it out. Because nothing is worse than you have it hit and then it gets out of your net. Because then you got to walk, bring it off the beach. Pull the gills so you can bleed it out, keep your meat nice and fresh. If you've got your cooler, put it on ice. There's some people that'll fillet them right here on the beach.
Compare Southeast Michigan to Alaska for back home.
Southeast Michigan, the weather, is much better here. The daylight, we get over, 15 hours of daylight right now. Of course, it's slowly working its way down, but it's gorgeous. You don't have the mountains. Michigan has some hills, but it's, you have the mountains here. You never know when a moose is going to walk by or a caribou. Certainly don't have the fish that we have up here. Yes, there's a lot of sports fishing, and yes, Michigan, what is it? You can't go more than 5 miles and not be near water. Pretty much the same thing here in Alaska. It's probably less than that.
What made you stay? Tell me that moment when you know you're going to be here forever.
I was driving home. My parents wanted me to move back to Michigan. I was going through some, changes in my life, getting a divorce, and I was driving home, and the mountains were just amazing. Decided this was it. How are you gonna make me cry?
So you see the picture of her husband Troy, our daughter Drew, the 2 of us with Barb, right at the ocean in Kenai.
Yep. So the thing is about dip netting too, is you can dip netting also proxy applies to that. So like Troy's father couldn't fish, was at an age, but they can catch so many fish for them, and
because they're a proxy for them.
Because they're a proxy for them, and it's kind of interesting because what they do is that they cut the tail with a certain marking that if Department of Fish and Game comes up, they can say this many is for this person, this many is for this person, and they go like that. So
I wondered how they organized all that, because it would be a bit of chaos, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was really interesting on how she was talking about the fish counts, because we have a friend in Anchorage who is an Inuit tribal chief, And he's talked in depth about fish counts and how low they've been in the past. And Barb was showing us and telling us that there were hardly any the prior year. And this year, a lot of the fish population was back up again. That's wonderful to hear.
So Barb talked about escapement. What does that mean? So escapement means
that sonar comment she made. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yep. Yep. Escapement means is that to keep the population reproducing, they let so many fish pass and go through for spawning, right? So they can guarantee that in the years after that they have fish coming back. So. And she talked about, I think she said 80,000. Maybe I'm wrong on that one, but they count the fish before you can legally start catching them.
Yeah, they have to have. That's exactly right. You have to have so many go through the escapement before you can even start the fishing process, which tries to help the population for sure, and helps keep the fishermen in business. Don't you think over the long haul?
Yep.
Yeah.
And the thing that I thought was interesting too is for a lot of people. It is a family event, not just I'm out there fishing, combat fishing, right? I'm dip netting with my family, and everybody has a chore.
Yeah, I loved it. And Barb was very specific. You cannot do this. I always want to try something. So I said, hey, what can I try? Can I do this? She's like, well, you cannot touch the dip nets. I don't even want to get close to that. You're not a resident of Alaska. So we respected that highly. I understand the process. And respect it because it is their sustenance.
Yep.
Yeah. And tourists can't do it. And that also is kind of neat. I love the family story though.
Yep.
The family, the mom, the dad, the sister, everyone pulling fish in for their winter. And do you know how many they can have a year? I don't know that number.
No, I would just be guessing.
Me too, but maybe we can put it in the comments below.
Sure.
All right. Well, that's how you dip net in Alaska. And we thought that was very interesting. So thanks for coming along.
And subscribe for adventures you definitely didn't see coming.
Punch that subscribe button.
You don't always have to be standing to take a shower.
Bright sunny skies. It's so humid and hot.
In Defender, and we are riding right now into the rain. Let's take a look at that.